How I Met Your Mother was one of the series I fell in love with when I first started college because they were quick and easy episodes to get through and I could watch them with friends, and even though I had 4 seasons to catch up on, I marathoned them. I kept up with the show for the past 4 years and I felt as if I had been lied, cheated to, and led on by the writers and producers of the show when I watched the finale. I feel like seasons of character development have been thrown out. For example, Ted, who finally was able to let go of Robin in the season 9 episode 17, Sunrise. He finally lets go of Robin, which at this point showed that men and women can be friends even if they've had a romantic past together, and that friendship is just as strong as an emotion as romantic emotions are, or romantic entanglements, I should say. It demonstrated that Ted was actually able to think beyond just his romantic and sexual urges. And yet the finale that puts him together with Robin, granted it's 16 years or so after the finale, or after the events of Robin and Barney getting married and then apparently divorced. That's another issue altogether. But the fact that even after being with the woman he loves and having children and learning to love someone else besides the woman of his dreams, he cannot get over her and goes back to her at the end. I think it's a regression of character. It also puts Robin, who in so many ways, even though she was Ted's love interest since season 1 and a reoccurring romantic obsession for him with all his other relationships, it always showed Robin as an individual of herself, a woman who was who loved her career, who was driven, and who, although she had a hard time balancing professionalism with her personal life, could do it in certain circumstances. The fact that at the very end, the reason she breaks up with Barney, that their marriage falls apart, is because she had a high-powered job that she couldn't deal with and that was detracting from her personal life, which as a feminist I am very much offended by, because it again puts the women in that dichotomy of, do you want romance or do you want success, and that those two are mutually exclusive and they cannot be had together. I think that it's a disservice to the character of Robin, who has always been an individual, and now at the end of the series she is only identified and only has any meaning as attached to Ted, because her character is somehow only validated by the fact that she ends up with Ted at the end of the whole series. I also think there has never been a moment in the series that we have shown, although Ted has been obsessed with Robin and it's convinced she's his dream girl, there has never been a moment in the series where they have demonstrated that they would actually have a healthy, long-lasting relationship, even though they have grown, obviously, as characters. Because of the regression that occurred in the last episode, I'm even less convinced that even in the future, with children and with all that life experience behind them, that they would actually be in a healthy and equitable relationship. While I also had those concerns about Barney and Robin over the course of season 9, they had delineated just how much those two could be together, that is Barney and Robin, how even though they had different views on life, that they could coalesce and become a power couple that supported one another and understood each other and could compromise. I'm not as angry about the Barney and Robin divorce in the future, although I do think it did throw the whole character development of season 9 out the window, because I know that those two characters did have certain habits and traits that may not have worked together in a long-term relationship. But at the same time, because the writers wrote it in such a way that season 9 demonstrated how the two of them could work together and how they made each other better, I felt lied to and led on, and that I had been made to emotionally invest in them over the course of the last 21 episodes, and that at the end of the day that didn't matter, and that the writers had purposefully played with our emotions. Yeah, no, this is a much more sedated version of what I've said earlier, because earlier I was crying and screaming and angry, but that's about it.